Ladies and gentlemen, panie i panowie, meine Damen und Herren, damas e caballeros, signore e signori, today another test, this time for connoisseurs. Rest. It's going to be hot, very hot. Because when I say hard, I mean very hard. And when I say hot, I mean very hot. Do you remember the previous episode where I suggested that the British could use this to produce buttons for the police to disperse protesters? I'll put it simple. You could beat anyone with this. And even Muslims, because it's halal. Yes, my dear viewers. Do you remember the 10-year-old McDonald's? No? Then look it up online. You think diamonds are forever? No. British hot dogs are forever. Yes, my friends. These are the hot dogs from the previous episode after lying in the office for a week. I'm not a messy person. Everything I leave at home, from socks in the living room to hot dogs, I do for science. Look at this, the color. Okay, I'm a man, I don't know much about colors, but I've been cooking my whole life and I never seen anything like this. Judge for yourself. And most importantly, think about this. If something doesn't decompose on this plate, does it decompose inside your so-called magical bodies? Think about that next time you make hot dogs for your kids. We'll see what happens to our hot dogs in the next episode. They're going back to the office, next to the socks. But in this episode, breast. Can I judge it? Like no one else. Luckily, in today's test, it's breast. But chicken breast from Asda. And as always, I recommend giving up frying in a vegetable oil and switching to lard. Nature, nature, once again, nature. Or beef fat, or goose fat, also suitable for Muslims. I know I'm not a specialist in curry or halal cuisine in general, but in future episodes I'll also try to show that many products used in other cuisines are very harmful. But is it the lard I recommend actually good you buy in the supermarket? I always make my own lard at home, and honestly, I don't expect anything go wrong here. We start by weighing our meat. It was frozen meat, that I left in the fridge overnight. What do we have here? Chicken breast, 87% water, salt, dextrose. So, theoretically, we pay for 600 grams of meat, but we only get about 520 grams. And dextrose is sugar. It's the same sugar used in hospital drips, the one that gives you a quick energy boost. It also enhances flavor. Why? A diabetic goes to buy this product and doesn't expect this kind of sugar in it. Nobody expects it. And on top of that, it doesn't specify how much of it there is.
So we have Aldi chicken breast and Mark and Spencer chicken breast. See the difference in the color? Also, Aldi one is bloody big. It's like natural, home grown chicken. Very nice. Mark and Spencer, it's not that big. It's different color, but which one is more natural? Let's find out.
If you think the content I create makes sense, subscribe to my channel and leave a comment. It really matters to me in moments when I feel like giving up and stopping showing people an alternative world. So I decided to cook the chicken in a pan without heating it too much, so that everything we don't want in there would come out. In general, this season you will see what really in meat when I'll start on real fire. These chemicals additives can't withstand high temperatures from an open flame and they start to leak out. Should I even be testing this meat at all? Probably not, after what you've seen it contains. But let everyone make their own decision next time when they're in the shop. And those juices you see, I pour them into a shot glass. And that's just from 2 small pieces of chicken breast. Would anyone drink that? And what's the difference if you give it to a child who eats it unknowingly? A child who believes that everything you give them is safe. That's how a child's instinct works. Who are they supposed to trust? Sounds scary? And you know what's the funniest part? If they hadn't added anything to it, I would have given this meat quite a high score. I ate a piece and it tasted good. But the question is, isn't that taste actually coming from the added dextrose? A flavor enhancer? Exactly. That's why I consider this yet another product not meant for human consumption. And I won't be rating it, because I only rate food for people. As for rating food for animals, I have a reliable partner on my channel.
This is exactly what I don't understand. Or maybe others don't understand it. Those who call themselves dietitians. Those who tell you what to eat. Eat chicken breast, broccoli and rice. Young Instagram scientists saying this kind of bullshit that I don't even want to listen to. We should start with what kind of products we are actually eating. You count calories. 200 grams of chicken equals this many calories. Bullshit. Everything depends on what kind of chicken it is. Naturally farmed? Free-range chicken? Or supermarket chicken? Unfortunately, today, most of us don't read, don't understand, or simply don't want to understand what we eat. All it takes is one influencer and everyone lines up to buy Prime drinks or Dubai chocolate. I don't even know the taste of either of them, because I know what they contain. And I prefer to stay loyal to simple, healthy food. But today, we want to feel luxurious. We want to eat a bit of luxury, pay 100 quid for a drink, or a fortune for chemicals wrapped in chocolate. That's why I know my content isn't popular. I'd probably get more views if I made a video where I was excited about hot dogs, like other testers. Hey guys, this is it! The best thing you can buy! A source of energy that tastes and that wonderful smoky aroma. Want to eat breakfast better than the king? This is the solution. But I prefer to show you an equally cheap breakfast. Healthy for you and your children. Here we have 8 organic eggs, around 15-20 small onions, lard, of course, and a glass of raw milk. I think the cost of this breakfast per person doesn't exceed £1. And this is the path to building healthy societies, not scaring people away from milk. I have no illusions that I will change anyone's thinking. If people want to be sick, that's their choice. I don't want to change the world. I just want to show you how to live healthy to those who have already woken up. Now, look at another idea. This broth was cooked from beef bones, bones that lie in the shop for free, labeled bones for dogs. Sad or funny? I cooked this broth very slowly for 2-3 days, full of aroma, full of collagen, and a great base for soups or sauces. A very popular soup in the UK today. Tomato soup. Believe me, making it like this is incredibly simple. Great for children and adults. Builds joints, strengthens bones and immunity. Zero chemicals. The cost? I think it's under 50 pence, maybe even 10 or 20. Perfect if you want to feed young athletes healthy or eat well yourself. Of course, you can buy it in a can from the shop. Honestly, I tried it once and poured it down in the sink. I wouldn't give in that to children. And of course, you can also buy it in our shop. Not only tomato soup, but other soups too, full of collagen and vitamins based on beef broth with absolutely no chemicals. Once again, we should ask ourselves the question: sad or funny? Maybe everything that's going wrong with children and their eating habits is the fault of British education. Look at this post. An academy that prides itself on promoting healthy eating is giving out, as a reward for 100% attendance, baskets full of unhealthy sweets. Isn't this hypocrisy? Or maybe the people who work there are so simple-minded that they don't understand even the word themselves. Wouldn't it be better to give a child a voucher for fruit from M&S? Earlier, I also saw that they were giving vouchers to McDonald's. And this is British education. Is this how you raise new generations? In my opinion, this is an example of cynicism and acting against the well-being of children. And personally, I see it as brainwashing. Sad or funny? Maybe that's why British humour wants a reliable brand of this country, wants making people around the world laugh to tears, showing a huge self-distance and the ability to laugh at yourself and everything around you no longer exists today? Is it censored? Just like in communist countries in the past where we had that small moment of pleasure in grey lives by laughing at British comedies. And even then we didn't have censorship on this scale. But I'm only stating facts here. This is not a channel about the world. This channel is about how to survive, how to give children a healthy start in life. Because survival is not about buying a tactical flashlight, a battery-powered radio, or a water filter. Survival is about living long enough to reach the moment when survival is actually needed. And that means eating healthily and laughing to stay mentally strong. Because laughter combined with a good diet will accelerate your life. But to understand this, you first need to understand why today's education system destroys instead of building young warriors. But above all, the most important thing to respect one another, despite cultural differences that might be mutually difficult to understand. In Poland, a country famous worldwide for its vodka and for high alcohol consumption, where generally everyone drinks, it is unacceptable and socially condemned for people under the age of 18 to drink alcohol. Serving alcohol to a minor is a criminal offense. Whereas in the UK, giving alcohol at home to child over the age of 5 is completely legal. And again, I could go on about who such a law actually protects. But this is a cooking show that can also be dangerous sometimes, because I occasionally say we love bacon. But what would life be without a bit of adrenaline?
Coming back to the Aldi lard test, 50 pence for this? I'll keep it short, comparing it to the one I make at home. Maybe the smell loses it a few points, but don't worry, it's not a disaster. I'm a strict tester and I have to give it a strong 8 out of 10. Or a weak 9, you decide. Either way, it's 100 times better and healthier option than oil. Remember this when frying anything. Nothing that comes from nature causes cancer or other problems. That's how our ancestors lived.
Peace and love, and see you in the next episode about healthy food, healthy thinking, tolerance, and another test of British food.
Calm down. He'll be back next episode.